Alrighty, so let's go ahead and we're already there, getting into whatever comfortable seated position feels good for you, whether you want to kneel or sit cross-legged. And of course, like I said, I put everybody on mute, but at the same time, if you have something to say or something to ask, feel free to take yourself off of mute. But once you're nice and comfortable, let's allow the eyes to close for a moment. And just starting to settle in, finding what we can point out in the environment around us, whether it be any specific sounds, any smells, if the temperature is chilly or warm, just what do you notice about your space? We always start off at this place because it's by allowing ourselves to acknowledge what's happening in our immediate environment. Not only does it create that sense of awareness and connection to your space, but it also loses its ability to grab hold of your attention. And now we'll start to shift our focus into the body, scanning from the top of the head to the soles of the feet, and noticing, what do you feel in your body? What do we feel in the muscles and the joints? In the head and in the belly? And from the body, we begin to tune into the breath. First, noticing, what is our natural breathing pattern right now? How fast or slow are we breathing? How deep or shallow? And then we imagine deepening the breath, breathing fully into the belly, all the way to the top of the chest, holding it briefly. And on the exhalations, pressing every last drop of air out. And go ahead and take a few breaths like that on your own, thinking of filling up as much as you can and pressing every last ounce of air out. And last but not least, we start to tune into the mind, noticing, what do we feel, or how are we feeling mentally and emotionally? With everything happening, it's really easy to shift from day to day, from hour to hour. So notice, where are you right now in this moment? And then one last time, nice deep inhalation, filling up the lungs. And exhale, sighing it all out as we begin to open the eyes. All right. So let's make our way onto all fours, finding our tabletop. Stacking those shoulders right on top of the wrists, hips on top of the knees. And really thinking about spreading those fingers nice and wide. We aren't moving into our cat and cow quite yet. We are going to start with our hands and our wrists. So Sheila and Lacey, I know that we did this last week, so you may be familiar, but with those fingers spread wide, let's keep the fingers down as we lift the palms up and down. Slow and control. Continue just like that. If you feel like you can do a little, it's really easy, you can slide your knees back. If you feel like it's really challenging, slide your knees a little bit closer. We're gonna do this for 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. Now keep those hands flat, keep the elbows straight. We're gonna allow our chest to collapse in, so let those shoulders creep up towards the ears. And now we push out, round the upper back. So we call this scapular push-up. So drop the chest and then spread the shoulder blades wide. Continue like that. And again, same principle applies here. If you feel like you can, walk those knees back a little bit further or come up onto the toes. Just try your best not to let those elbows bend at all. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Now we'll make our way into our cat and cow poses. Inhale, dropping the belly, lift the chest forward. As we exhale, hollow out the belly, round the chin inward. Twice more like that. Inhaling into our cow. Exhaling into cat. Last time, inhaling cow. Exhale, cat. And then we find our neutral spine. Bracing our core as though we're expecting somebody to come and poke us in our belly. And we'll reach the right leg and left arm out nice and long. And then lowering it down, switching sides, left leg and right arm, reach out long. And continue switching sides just like that, finding a little squeeze along the back side of the body. And then lowering to switch. Yeah, one more time each side. And next time those knees are down on the mat, let's walk the feet back into our plank. Shifting those hips up and back into our first downward dog. And especially for this first one, go ahead and widen your feet a little bit more. If you want to shift the hips side to side or bend one knee and then the other, feel free to do whatever feels good. All right, finding a moment of stillness here. You can even bring a little bend into those knees if you like. But then once you're ready, we start to walk the feet all the way to the front of the mat, bending the knees as much as you need to let the belly rest on our thighs and forward fold. And with a nice deep bend in the knees, we'll roll up one vertebrae at a time, coming all the way up to stand. And once you've arrived, we inhale, reach the arms all the way to the sky. And on the exhale, forward fold. Inhaling halfway lift, finding a flat back. On the exhale, the hands come down to the mat. Step the right foot way back into our lunge. And then we step the left foot back to meet the right, pausing in our plank. From our plank pose, we shift those shoulders past our wrists, lower the knees down, lower halfway down and pause in our chaturanga for 3, 2, 1, releasing to the mat. Inhale, lifting our chest into cobra. And exhaling, downward facing dog. From our downward dog, spread those feet about as wide as your mat once again. And then this time we'll walk the hands in towards your feet, finding a forward fold at the back of our mat. On your next inhale, we lift up halfway with a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhaling, hands to the heart, and release. Inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale the hands down as you walk all the way out into your plank pose. Nice deep inhale as we shift those shoulders forward. Exhale, knees down, lowering into our chaturanga. Releasing to the mat. Inhale, we lift into our cobra. Exhaling, downward dog. From our down dog, we'll inhale the right leg up to the sky and then step it all the way forward between your hands, pausing for 3 breaths in our lunge. Trying to straighten that back leg as much as your body will allow. And then left foot steps forward to meet the right. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we reach the arms all the way to the sky. Now this time, release the hands behind our back, interlace those fingers. If your feet are together, go ahead and separate them a little bit, about hip distance apart. Once they're there, we inhale, open the chest, looking up to the sky. Keep the hands interlaced as we forward fold, letting the hands float over the shoulders. Soft bend in the knees. And as we start to deeply bend into those knees, release the arms, reaching them forward and up, finding a chair pose. One more nice deep breath in our chair. And exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or hop the feet back. Lowering through your chaturanga, either on the knees or on the toes, and then inhaling into our back bend. Exhaling, downward dog. From your downward dog, we'll flip the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, stepping in between the hands, finding our warrior one. So back heel down, square those hips and shoulders to the front of your mat as we reach all the way up to the sky. We're working on straightening that back leg, bending a little bit deeper into the front knee. One more breath. And exhaling, hands down to the mat, stepping back into your plank. And let's lower all the way down onto our bellies. On the inhale, we lift our chest into cobra. And then sit the hips back onto the heels for our child's pose. Pausing here for 2 breaths. On your next inhale, come all the way down onto your belly, lifting the chest into our cobra. And then hollow out the belly, rounding back into child's pose. One more time like that. Inhaling forward and lift into our cobra. Hollow out into our child's pose. From child's pose, making our way into our plank and then downward facing dog. From down dog, we float the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, stepping in between the hands, finding our warrior one. Really working to glide that left hip back. And tucking our tailbone under like you're trying to lift the front of your hip bones up towards your ribs. One more breath. And we exhale the hands down to the mat, stepping back into your plank. And as you lower through chaturanga, inhaling into our back bend, exhaling, downward facing dog. From your downward dog, we inhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, exhale, step or float to the front. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back. Exhaling, forward fold. Sitting the hips into our chair, we reach those arms forward and up. Coming all the way up to stand, and release the arms. All right, finding a little modification on our warrior, on that variation. The feet are still hip distance apart. We inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Inhale, open the chest, looking upwards. Exhale, forward fold with those fingers interlaced. Start to bend into the knees, reach the arms forward and up into our chair pose. And now from here, start to bend into the elbows, making cactus arms. And then reach the arms to the small of your back, but see if we can avoid touching our back. Yeah, reach them all the way back up. Once again, find those cactus arms, pull the hands to the small of your back. One more time, reach them all the way up. Bend the elbows, wrap the hands around. We reach the arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or hop the feet back. Lowering through your chaturanga. Inhaling into back bend. Exhaling, downward dog. From down dog, we'll float the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, step in between the hands, finding our warrior one. As we extend those arms up to the sky, We imagine knitting those ribs together, and we do the same thing that we did before with our arms. So begin to make our cactus arms, pull those elbows back and down. Bring the hands to the small of the back. Yeah, reach them all the way back up to the sky. Yeah. Now we make our cactus arms, pull them back. Yeah, reach them all the way up to the sky. This time, scoop those pinkies in towards one another, broadening your shoulder blades for one more breath. Exhaling, hands down to the mat. Stepping back into your plank, finding your chaturanga and your downward dog. From downward dog, we'll float the right leg to the sky. And then step that foot between the hands, finding our warrior one on this side. All right. Now, last time we worked on our external rotation. This time, like I mentioned before, scoop the pinkies in towards one another. Yeah. Now, feel what that feels like as we start to make our cactus arms. Pause here. Scoop those pinkies, turn the pinkies in towards one another so your palms are facing your head. And then from there, imagine pulling those hands back behind your head. Reach them all the way up to the sky. Bend into the elbows and try to pull the hands back. You have to reach them all the way up to the sky. One more time, bend the elbows, bring the hands back, find a little shoulder stretch. Yeah. We reach them all the way back up to the sky, and on your exhale, hands come down to the mat. Stepping back into your plank as you find your chaturanga and your back bend. Chaturangas look really good, by the way. On your next inhalation, we'll bend the knees, look between the hands, exhale, step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Sitting the hips into our chair, we reach the arms forward and up. Inhaling all the way to stand, and release the arms. All right. Let's find our chair pose one more time, but this time our goal is going to be to sit all the way down to our butt. So give ourselves a little bit of space between your feet. As we reach those arms forward and up, we start to sit the hips a little bit deeper, deeper, until you touch the ground. All right. We've got a quick transition, so if you want to grab any simple water or anything, you are more than welcome. But if you don't need it, we're just going to hop right in. Bring some water. So what we're about to work on is a little bit of hip mobility. So to begin, our feet are flat on the ground, a little bit wider than our shoulders. And then we let those knees fall over to the left. So adjust your legs however you need to so that we line up the heel and the knee. All right, once you have that, you can bring the hands into the ground behind you. We're going to take the knees through center and then over to the right. There we go. Now let's keep moving just like that, center and to the left, all the way to the right. You can keep going like that, or if you prefer, reach the arms out long, sitting up nice and tall as we go from side to side. But as we do this, we really want to try to imagine engaging those low abs, the abs in our low belly. And yes, I know you're probably scooting forward little by little. All right. Good. Next time you end up on your left again, we're going to pause there. If you need to, you can, shuffle. All right, reaching those arms out forward. Keep your belly strong as we thrust the hips forward. Good, lifting up onto our knees. Yeah, we want to feel a little squeeze in that right glute and a little hip opening in the left. So slowly and carefully come down into your butt. And then do it again, lift. Slowly lower. Last time. Thrust forward. And down. All right. Go ahead and take those knees to the other side and maneuver however you need to. And same thing, reach those arms out forward. A slight lean forward as we thrust those hips forward. And again, squeeze your left glute this time and slowly down. We thrust and down. Last time, up and down. All right. Coming back over to the left this time. Okay. How are we going to do this? All right. I know exactly how we're going to do this. With your legs just like they are, turn yourself 90 degrees to the right or 90 degrees clockwise. Yep. So, It'll make sense in a minute. Once you turn your body, go ahead and lift up once again. And we're going to step the right foot forward to find a lunge. I know. So, yep, right foot forward, left knee is down. Once we're here, reaching those arms straight up to the sky. And from here, start to straighten your front leg. Flex those toes to the sky as we reach our fingertips straight forward, folding over that front leg. Begin to bend into the front knee, reach the arms up to the sky. And then we open arm twist to the right. So that's our sequence. Reach the arms up and straightening the leg. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale into our lunge. Exhale, twist. One more time. Inhale, reach the arms up, straighten the front leg. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, twist. You're gonna reach those arms all the way up to the sky. As we bring the hands down to the mat. Go ahead and just switch which leg is forward. I think that'll be a lot less complicated. And once you have it there, once again, we lift our chest. Maybe reach those arms together. But tuck that tailbone under, engage your right glute. And we'll take that same sequence, straighten the front leg, flex the toes to the sky. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, bend into the knee, lunging. Exhale, twist. Twice more. Inhale, up and straight. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, twist. I think that was 2. Last time. Inhale, up and straighten. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, twist. And reaching those arms all the way up to the sky. Let's bring the hands down to the mat. As we come to all fours, feel free to shake out your hips, do whatever feels good. All righty. And from here, we're going to come on to our butts. So we're going to take a little sun salutation, but it's going to be a slight difference. How so, you ask? Well, I'll demonstrate first. You can watch the video. The entire thing is going to be a sun salutation on your back. So it looks like this. I inhale my arms overhead. I exhale into my forward fold. I lift up halfway just as we do. And as I come all the way back down onto my back, I bring my elbows in, finding a chaturanga, hugging the elbows to the mat. Okay. On my inhale, I lift the chest into a little back bend. And on my exhale, I find a boat pose. You wanted abs? We can work abs. All right, so come on down onto your back. And let's give it a shot. I promise it's not as awkward as it seems. Once you're there, inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. On the exhale, lift your chest into our seated forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, hands to the shins, flat back. Exhale all the way down to your back. Arms are right by your sides like we're in a chaturanga. Straighten the arms down to the mat as we lift our chest. Maybe we're coming to the crown of the head for our back bend. Lowering back down. Lift up into our boat. If you can, straighten the legs, straighten the arms like we're in a downward facing dog. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Lower the feet, come into our forward fold. Inhaling halfway lift. Exhale down. Slowly lower all the way down onto your back, reaching the arms overhead. Exhale, release the arms by our sides. We'll take that one more time. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, lift and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift into our flat back. And lower all the way down onto the mat, elbows by our sides for our chaturanga. From here, arms are down by our sides. If you can, just lift the chest up, or if you like, you can lift those hips up too. As the body comes back down, we lift into our boat pose. Holding here for 3, 2, 1, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And then slowly lower all the way down onto your mat. Reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, release them by our sides. And then the knees come into the chest, giving them a little hug, maybe gently rocking from side to side. All right, as you're ready, we're gonna take a little rock and roll forward and back, ideally coming up onto the feet. So if you need to use your hands for support, feel free to. But after a couple rocks, we make our way up to stand. Nice. See, practice makes perfect. Don't worry, Jocelyn, you will get it. Oh, this is a cute puppy. All right. And then once we are at the top of our mats, on our inhale, we reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Just to remind ourselves what it feels like on our feet. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, hands to the mat, separate hop the feet back. Lowering through chaturanga. Inhaling into our back bend. Exhaling, downward facing dog. From your downward dog, we bend the knees, look between the hands. Exhale, step or hop forward. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Coming all the way up to stand, reaching the arms up to the sky. Exhaling, hands to the heart. And release. All right. So now we're going to find our chair pose once again. Yeah, but let's bring the hands onto the hips as we sit those hips down and back. Yeah, keep our belly firm, keep those glutes firm, but just like a little flamenco, let's lift up our left heel into your bum. Yeah. Keep the bend of this knee, but we're going to go from here and then start to hinge the waist forward, bring your belly parallel to the ground. And lift it up and bow forward. Yeah, that's our movement, working on our balance. Finding that strength in your bent right knee. Yeah, one more time, up and down. And then once you find that, keep the bend in the right knee, but start to extend that left leg back behind us. Finding a modified warrior 3. If you like, you can reach the arms all the way out to the side. But then gently step the left foot back, reaching the arms up to the sky for our high lunge. Coming back to that shoulder mobility we did earlier. Start to bend into the elbows, finding our cactus arms. Hands come to the small of the back. Yeah, keep them there, nice deep inhale. Exhale, bow forward, pull those shoulders back. Inhale, lift the chest, reaching the arms up to the sky. On your exhale, we open arm twist to the right. Yeah, inhale, reach the arms up. And one more time, we twist. Inhale, reach those arms up. Start to lean forward, finding our warrior 3 once more. Lifting that left knee, reaching the arms up to the sky. And gently release the arms and the leg. Other side. Sitting those hips back and down into our chair. Lifting up that right heel, or whichever one you didn't do last time. Find your balance by engaging your core. And then we start to hinge forward and up. Again, we're doing 5 times total. There you go. Remain focused on that connection of your belly. And again, like somebody's coming to poke you in your belly, you're like, no, don't do that. All right. Pausing here as we hinge forward, extend that right leg back for our warrior 3. Keep the left knee bent. If you like, you can modify the arms, but then gently step the foot back, reach those arms up to the sky. High lunge. We bend into the elbows, wrap the hands to the small of the back, seeing if we can separate our hands from the back. Gently leaning forward with that neutral curve of the spine. Lift all the way back up, reach the arms up to the sky. And on our exhale, we open arm twist left. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, twist. Reach those arms all the way up to the sky, finding our warrior 3, lifting the back leg. We lift the knee, lift the arms up to the sky. And release the arms, release the leg. One more sun salutation. Inhale, reaching up tall. And exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, hands to the mat, step or hop the feet back. Lowering through your chaturanga. Inhaling into our back bend. Exhaling, downward dog. On the inhale, we bend the knees. Make your way to the front of the mat on the exhale. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Start to bring your butt all the way down to the mat as we come all the way back and down. We're going to take one more of our supine sun salutations. So on the inhale, reach the arms overhead. As we exhale, lift and forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back. And slowly lower all the way down onto your back, elbows by your sides, palms facing sky. Release those arms down as we lift the chest, maybe lift the hips up into a little back bend. Lower it down, find our boat pose. Holding our boat for 5, 4, 3, 2, lower the legs and forward fold. Inhale, lifting up halfway, finding your flat back. And then lower all the way down onto your back. Reaching the arms up and overhead. And letting go of the arms as we come up to sit. All right. Perfect. So getting into our next little circuit for this one, we're going to be doing each movement for 20 seconds, and we'll take 10-second rest in between. Which means I should probably actually have my timer up. This one is all core. We're going to start off on our backs and then move on to our hands. So for this first movement, the reason I had to sit up is so that you can look at the monitor for just a second. It's like we're coming into a bridge pose, but I reach my arms by our side, lifting up the shoulders, lifting up the head, and really focusing on pressing my back down to the ground. So let's go ahead and find that. And then from there, we lift those legs up to 90 degrees, so knees stacked right on top of the hips. And then we gently tap both heels down to the ground. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, forward. So we alternate the heels down and the arms overhead. Keep flowing just like that, trying your best to maintain contact between your lower back and the mat. That is the entire purpose of the movement for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. 10-second rest. The next two are going to be pushed together. They're alternating knee hugs. All right, so let's go ahead, find our hollow body shape, lifting the shoulders, lifting the head. We bring the right knee to the chest, left leg is out long. There we go. Once you found that hollowed out shape, the back is down on the ground, start to alternate one knee in and then the other. Slow and controlled is the name of your game. All right. Now, if you need to, you can continue like this. Otherwise, we're taking bicycles. So fingertips behind the ears as we cross the body, knee to opposite elbow. Almost there. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Lowering all the way down. Okay. Next round. Lift up those legs at 90 degrees. Reach the arms down by our sides once again. We're going to tap those heels down. Reach the arms overhead. Yeah, we're already familiar with this one, so go ahead and take that for about 12 more seconds. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. All right. We'll start off with our alternating knee hugs, but we're going to go into a straight leg variation. So if straight leg doesn't work for you, don't worry about it. But if you are taking straight leg, what I recommend is pointing the toes straight to the sky. So go ahead and lift those knees up into the chest. Hug that right knee in and the left leg long. Start to straighten your right leg. You can grab onto the back of the thigh or the calf and begin alternating. Again, you can take the straight leg variation or alternating knee hugs. We're going to start our bicycles in whichever variation you're in now, starting in 3, 2, fingertips behind the ears, and begin for 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and knees in. Awesome, everybody. All right. We're making our way on to our hands now. Starting off with crossbody climbers. So spread those fingers nice and wide. All that hand, wrist, and shoulder stuff that we did before, we want to put that all together here. So finding our plank, firmly press all those knuckles down into the ground. Turn the pits of your elbows so that they face forward. And now we'll start to take knee to opposite elbow. Yeah, crossing, getting as close to that opposite arm as you can. Nice. Last 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Come all the way down onto your bellies. Once you're here, we lift our chest into cobra. And then lift the hips up and back into our downward dog. So now we take our right arm to the left leg for a cross-body stretch. And then find our plank. The left arm crosses to the right leg. And find our plank. All the way down into the mat. Inhale, lifting into our cobra. Exhale down. Then push up to your plank. We lift the hips up, reaching right arm to left leg. And plank. Left arm reaches over to the right. Plank. Lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale into your cobra. Exhaling down. 2 more times like that. Push up. Hip shift up. Reaching left arm, right leg. And plank. Other arm, other leg. And plank. All the way down to the mat. Lift the chest into cobra. And lower down. Last time, press up. Lift the hips, reach one arm to opposite leg. Other side. Find your plank all the way down to the mat. Inhale, lift our chest into cobra. And lower all the way back down. Push up to our plank. And hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Bring those knees down. If you need to, you can shake out the wrist. Awesome work, everybody. All right, we'll take one more little sequence here. For this one, if you don't have space, then let me know, but it looks like we'll have the space for it. So the arms, we're going to open wide into a T. If the T doesn't work, you can bend into the elbows. So what it looks like is I bend into one knee, roll over to the other side. And then I come back through center. Now you can make this as big or small. Either the foot comes right behind the thigh, or if you want it bigger, for a bigger back bend, the toes reach towards the hand and down. All right, let's go ahead and begin alternating side to side. Looks like we've already started. Slow and control those, so maintain that engagement in your belly to help protect our back. There we go. I hope for your sake nobody finds any random hairballs from your kitties if you have any. All right, almost there. One more each side. All right, once you're on your belly, the hands are as wide as our elbows, pointing straight out to the side. We lift our chest into a cobra. And then lower back down. Yeah, let's find all fours. We'll take a couple rounds of cat and cow. So go ahead and take 3 rounds on your own, moving as slow and controlled or as quick as you need. You can even substitute shifting hips from side to side if that's what your body needs. But once you are done, let's sit the hips back onto the heels in our child's pose. Letting the knees be wide. Relaxing the forehead down. And then tuning into the breath. Deep inhalations and long exhalations. While in our child's pose, we'll start to walk the hands over to the left side of your mat, placing the right hand on top of the left. As we do that, keep pressing that right hip back, reach those fingertips up and over to the left. Finding a little opening on the right side of our torso for 2 more breaths. Walking those hands all over to the right side, left hand on top of the right now. And again, press the left hip back, reach those fingers out long. One more breath here. And back into the center we go. Let's find all fours. Making our way into thread the needle as we reach the right arm straight out to the side. Let the arm come underneath the left shoulder and the side of the head come down onto the mat. And then do whatever makes you happy, whatever feels good in your body with that left arm. So maybe that's reaching it forward, palm flat on the ground. Maybe it's wrapping it around our hips like you're tucking into your right hip pocket. But really think about gliding that left hip back slightly. Last breath here. And then release that left hand onto the mat as we reach the right fingertips all the way up to the sky. And lowering the hand down. Other side, left arm reaches out. And then dive it under the right arm, shoulder and head down into the mat. Same thing, yeah, exactly. Make that right, place the right hand where it feels good. Pull the right hip back ever so slightly to realign the hips. Last 2 breaths. Right hand comes back onto the mat, floating the left arm up to the sky, and releasing it down onto the mat. All right, let's briefly find a downward dog. And then from your downward dog, I'm going to step the left foot to the outside of the left hand, finding a lizard pose. Once you're in your, once your foot is on the outside of that hand, go ahead and lower the back knee down. And you can pull those shoulders back. We're going to start to roll to the outer edge of that left foot, letting the knee open wide, and then hug it back in. 2 more times like that. Open wide, and in. Last time, opening and closing. Making our way towards our pigeon pose. Let the shin cross the body. Use those back toes to help you lower down, keeping the hips square. And it's up to you whether you want to stay up on the hands or on the forearms. All the hip stuff that we've been doing today is mainly because I find myself sitting a lot more than usual, whatever usual is at this point. I know a lot of us do. So especially here in this pigeon, start to notice, what do you feel? Is there anywhere that we can let go of tension? Maybe softening the expression on our faces, the jaw, the hands. Last breath here. And we come back up onto the hands. If you like, you can make a few circles in that left hip, whether it be from a tabletop or from your downward dog. Just take the movements that feel good in your body. And making that on the other side, stepping that right foot all the way forward to the outside of the right hand. And again, the left knee comes down onto the mat for our lizard. Once those hips are deep, we start to roll to the outer edge of the right foot, pressing the knee wide. Go ahead and take that 3 times at your own pace. All right, next time the knee is back in, we'll start to make our way towards our lizard pose. I'm sorry, pigeon pose, the other animal. All right, yep, making sure that the back foot isn't sickling too much, and then lowering down onto your forearms or onto your belly, or not if that's what you feel on this side. Sheila, your little person is like a blur, running around so quickly. Last 2 breaths in our pigeon. And then walking those hands back in. And if you took some circles on the other side, feel free to do so here. Again, either with 3 points of contact in the mat, or you can do it from your downward dog. And then once you're ready, let's come to sit on our bums. We're going to lower all the way down onto our backs. Knees coming into the chest and just gently rocking from side to side. Finding as much softness as we can. Letting the body be heavy. And then we lower the feet down into the ground, opening the arms wide into a T. You can take any reclined twist that you prefer. I'm going to talk through the one that we generally do by scooting the hips over to the left, letting the knees fall to the right side of your mat. If your body needs any other variation, you are always welcome. Well, let's think about finding a sense of softness on those inner thighs. Relaxing our glutes, letting the shoulders be heavy into the ground. Two more breaths on this side. And on your inhale, we'll bring the knees through center, scooting the hips over to the right and letting the knees fall to the left, or whatever variation you found on the other side. Last two breaths here. And on the inhale, we come back into center. All right. Let's roll onto one side, slowly making our way up to seated. Whatever seated position feels most comfortable in your body. Let's find that as we sit up nice and tall, allowing the hands to rest on the knees or the thighs, or even in your lap as we allow the eyes to close. We'll end our class with 4 rounds of our box breath. That's where we inhale for 4 counts, holding it in for 4, exhaling 4, and holding it out for 4. So to begin, we take a nice deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out of the mouth. And we begin inhaling for 1, 2, 3. Hold it in 4, 3, 2. Exhale 4, 3, 2. Hold it out 4, 3, 2. Second time, inhale 1, 2, 3. Hold it in 4, 3, 2. Exhale 4, 3, 2. Hold it out 4, 3, 2. Halfway there, inhale 1, 2, 3. Hold it in 4, 3, 2. Exhale 4, 3, 2. Hold it out 4, 3, 2. Last time, inhale 1, 2, 3. Hold it in 4, 3, 2. Exhale 4, 3, 2. Hold it out 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice deep inhalation and sigh it out of the mouth. Thank you all so very much for coming in this evening, sharing an hour with me and each other for this, what is this, flexion stretch. Have a great rest of your night. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
I like that. Bye. See you later. I like those, like the lighting that happened.
I know, it got dark real fast in here too. Thanks, Ed.
No, thank you. See y'all next time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.